Okay, I'm back. So what I'm trying to get at is you can't tell me what to do. That whole idea of your freedom. You can't tell me what to do. I mean, yeah, well, sure, I can't tell you what to do, but you're kind of being an ass. I, it's interesting. My cousin has a wonderful little girl. I freaking love this kid, and she reminds me so much of myself. Like truly, just living that whole identity of you can't tell me what to do, and it's because you feel outside of this so-called time, the time that's structured, the time that's been put into our lives. And there's a lot of truth and knowledge behind that time is an illusion, but to operate and access other places and experiences in this universe, you have to have a sense of some functionality within time. So while my little niece, I think that's what she's called, my little niece, she doesn't realize that when you are given the option to do what you want to do, whether that is to sit in silence or to let your thoughts ruminate or just find yourself, well, I've done it for you. I've been there, I've done it, I've ruminated and I've ruminated and I've ruminated, and everything that it's led me to is that's just freaking disrespectful. It's just really disrespectful to people to have that mentality. And also, if you sit or you do what you want to do, or don't tell me what to do now, like eventually that will lead you to a place where your brain will eventually realize that you are being the jerk. You're not only being disrespectful to the people around you, but you're being disrespectful to yourself and your potentiality, the possibilities that exist within you. My wanting so badly to be out of time, to not have to function in that universe, was just a cry, man. It was just, my soul was crying out. It was looking for acceptance. It was looking for validation. It didn't want to have to do anything. I didn't want to have to do anything at all. I wanted to have to not put any work in. And to be honest, when you don't put any work in your life, you eventually just get depressed, and your body will start to deteriorate, and you start to realize that all these things that are the foundation of a life in the human body, this existence, is very key. It's very, very important. It's just like very important. Like your health. Like, no. I have not taken care of my health. And I think there's a lot of people out there that need to realize this. If you're sitting with me right now, and you're hearing me talk to you, I want you to understand that it starts with acceptance and forgiveness and awareness. I think the awareness comes first. But even just the hearing, it's okay that you haven't taken care of your health up to this point, because that's in the past now. Don't spend so much time being mad at yourself, judging yourself for the things that you have not done. What only matters is that you're realizing this now, so you can make those changes to recreate the foundation that will set you up for success. And health is critical. It is the main element of prosperity. Because if you are not in abundance in your body, how can you have abundance in your reality? This is the vessel that is taking us through this reality. It is the number one vessel It holds your soul in this dimension. And if you want to access this dimension, you have to accept that your health is important. And if you sit and you don't exercise, and you become a bookworm, or you become a TV worm, or or a couch slob, which I've done. I think they call it the fart stack. When I was like in one of my year-long depression, I had many fart stacks. I think you all know what that means. It's when you sit there and then you fart. And it just comes nasty. It's like you've been sitting there and you're not exercising. Like, you're really being disrespectful. You're being freaking disrespectful to yourself. It's like, if you can't respect yourself, how can you respect anybody else, or how can anybody respect you? How can anybody look to you or want to be around you? I feel like that's just the energy you're putting out, is how you feel about yourself. And a lot of these things happen because of experiences or trauma that's happened in your life. For some reason, you just didn't think you could do it, or you didn't think you were good enough, or blah, 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 or blah, blah. Like, who cares at this point? All you know is that you need to know, is that now is the time. Health is key foundation. It's like the number one. If you don't have your health, or your awareness of your health, then that's just not good. And how are you going to move? How are you going to move? Because if you don't have your health, then you get depression. And depression is caused from this. Because people who exercise, even just go on a walk, this void that you're going to fall into, which is the depression energy, the attachment energy, is going to hold you down. And then you won't be moving. And then you'll feel more depressed. And then you're just going to keep falling and falling. It helps your energy field expand. It's just, and I feel like I've had to learn all this backwards, and mostly because I went through a full body disease where I really did not want to be in my body. I was just totally, completely, oh look, there's a squirrel. Sorry, ADD. There's a lot of us who don't want to be in our bodies. We were resisting being human. We're resisting this experience. And what if I were to tell you that if you stopped resisting, not only will you feel great, but you won't have any more depression. The depression is only caused from the lack of personal expression. Depression is caused by not expressing yourself, by not caring about yourself, and not caring about the foundations of your vessel, your body. And of course that's going to make you depressed, because the whole point of being here is to express yourself. But that expression does come at a cost. It does. I don't know why I said that, actually. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, time has to have practicality. You have to be in the flow of the universe. Just because you don't believe in time, that you have all these facts and science and beliefs, it's all come back to beliefs. Like, that's why you're not moving. That's why I'm not moving. Because I truly thought I was a hippie and was like, I don't believe in time. But I'm just going to continue disrespecting myself if I don't start changing that. And you'll start to see this in other parts of your life too. Because the more you disrespect yourself, the more you won't be able to achieve anything. You'll just be stuck. And probably depressed. And it's taken me a long time to get to this point where I've been slaughtering these shadows, and I'm slaughtering all these mind thoughts, controlling my reality, that getting to this point now, I'm seeing the importance of true flow, true temperance, balance with the universe, where I can move myself into positions where I'm not going to let that lead my life anymore. Like, I'm not going to let this false belief that time is not of me. Like, I'm not with time. I'm not in the flow of time because I don't like. I just because I don't like time doesn't mean I should just continue to say F time. You know, like I really want to achieve, and if you want to achieve, you have to find balance and temperance, and that's what that card's all about in the tarot. It's understanding that your role in this universe, the rules that are set, they're pretty foundational. They're elemental in nature. They're the earth energies that we have to respect. As we move through this universe, we must respect it, and we must find balance within those rules. And they're really not that hard. I feel like our whatever we've been brought up on, our own programming, we tend to just make everything be like victim mindset, like because of this, because of that, because this, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't blah blah blah, I don't want to follow these rules, and it's been blown out of proportion. Like, people are like complaining about the stupidest shit because it's just all that matters are like the four elements, the four foundational, okay, you know, which is only going to come from gnosis and knowledge about yourself. You don't see the birds and the bees like freaking out. They got it down. They're doing the work, and they're flowing, and they're respecting the time flow, and they might not be making appointments and planning stuff, but that's because they don't really need to do that. They're just so in tune with the energy of this universe. And they don't really have to do anything else. It's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So yeah, don't be afraid to accept where you're at. Accept your things you've done, and just make the change today. Just realize, if you haven't taken care of your health, if you're letting thoughts control your mind and your life, all you have to do is just begin today. Begin the work. Begin the process, and you will get to a point where you'll start to see it. It's like getting rid of habits. Like, I never thought I could ever get rid of a habit, but it starts with the awareness. And once you realize that these steps that people have talked about are real, you'll realize you can do it too. Oh, that is a cute little bird. What is that? I got the craziest wildlife in my backyard. Oh my gosh, like, what is happening? I saw this crazy little fuzzy bird running on like 2 feet. Not a duck. I love my backyard. I'm leaving this house soon, but it's been a good run. Beautiful place. It just has its. I'm ready for something new. But yeah, my cousin's daughter, I was talking about this last video. She truly doesn't want to give a fuck. She just wants no one to tell her what to do. And when you experience all the time in the world to do what you want to do, you start to realize that you're gonna fall into certain holes. And either you fall into that hole and you get super depressed, or you rise out of the hole and you witness the things that you've been doing to yourself, the programs that you've set for yourself, the beliefs you've set for yourself. And you know, eventually you hit a point where you're like, oh crap, this is not working for me. And it just takes you back to the beginning, full circle. Full circle. Full circle. And the people who love you the most will tell you these things, especially if they've like been through it. But you just can't, for some reason, like when they're really close to you, you have to hear the same thing from somebody totally different. And then eventually you realize that the person who was telling you this the entire time, they're what is the word I'm trying to look for? They're the same. So if this other person you're looking at tells you this, you realize that this person that you put your like respect upon, that you think is so great that they're telling you this, they're the same as the person who's been telling you this before. Crazy. Oh my gosh. Amazing. But yes, I am receiving a call right now from my beautiful cousin, and I will talk to you guys later.